I just equation that with
I'm Cassie Waters, a wildlife biologist for the park. Keep your eyes and ears open, and you may notice wildlife like a mule deer foraging in the meadows along the canyon floor, wild turkeys roaming around Zion Lodge, or a gray fox dashing into bushes in the grotto. Look in the sky for owls, eagles, hawks, and ravens. Zion is home to hundreds of species of wildlife and provides protected habitat for them. Other animals you may see are rock squirrels, chipmunks, and bighorn sheep. Remember, never feed wildlife. Keep a safe distance away from them, and only look or take pictures. Zion is also home to many plants adapted to hot and dry or cool and wet environments. Back at the visitor center, you likely saw cacti because it's hot and sunny there. Along the Virgin River in this section of the park, you'll see cottonwood and box elder trees because they grow close to water. And in even wetter places in the park, like near waterfalls and springs, you may see water-loving plants such as watercress and maidenhair ferns. These types of plants need a very moist environment and lots of shade. Each plant is adapted to its neighborhood and how much water it finds there. Even the plants in Zion tell the story of water.
The next stop is the grotto. If you have a permit to hike Angel's Landing, be sure to have it ready to show park rangers. If you do not have a permit, you can apply for one to hike tomorrow using free Wi-Fi at Zion Lodge. Permits are not available on the day of hikes, and park rangers may ask to see your permit anywhere on the trail. Another trail in the area is the Kayenta Trail towards Emerald Pools. This is a moderate 1 mile hike one way to Zion Lodge and shuttle stop number 5. If you want to hike farther, follow the signs on the trail to stop at Middle or Upper Emerald Pools. You can also walk back to Zion Lodge along the Grotto Trail, which starts behind the restrooms near the shuttle stop. The Grotto Trail is 1/2 mile one way and is an easy hike.
I've seen some actually. And some of them like number 8 and 3. They're older son. I can tell.
Just because they have younger kids, right?
I'm sure if there's family, say,
Your age is 4th grade?
only goes to every school. They have 3 kids.
Okay. So there's one, Spencer's age, one. These are our school. Can you see that? The one here?
Hi, I'm Jen Prexlon, a park ranger interpreter here at Zion National Park. One of the most popular hikes, and one that I am frequently asked about, is Angel's Landing. It's across the river just ahead, out the windows on the left. The trail to Angel's Landing cuts back and forth along the canyon wall. You might be able to spot hikers over there on their way up to Walter's Wiggles, which are a series of 21 steep switchbacks. Walter Roosh, the first park manager at Zion, designed the Wiggles as part of the Angel's Landing Trail. He wanted to allow visitors to reach the viewpoint overlooking the canyon, which someone once said was so high only angels could land there. This amazing trail is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Just one more reason Zion is an important place to care for and protect. We're getting close to Weeping Rock. What makes rocks weep in Zion? This is a desert after all. But high on the plateaus, rain and melting snow seep into the Navajo sandstone and slowly filter down until the water reaches a less permeable layer it can't move through. The water is forced laterally out of the rock, creating a spring. Springs at Weeping Rock constantly drip water that nourishes delicate ferns and flowers hanging on the rocks. There are also hanging gardens at the Emerald Pools and along the Riverside Walk. These green gardens add to the uniqueness of Zion and make you forget for a moment that we are in a desert. This is Weeping Rock. Depart the bus here to take a walk to Weeping Rock. The trail is a little bit steep, but only 1/2 mile round trip.
Weeping. I guess it never laughs.
No, that would be Laughing Rock.
It just weeps.
Just weeps. It's all it does.
That's a sad thing.
Yeah.
You got a rock that never laughs. It only weeps.
Yeah. Not sure I want to see that. I might start weeping.
No, if you got on 8 and then go to 9 and then 1. If you got on 9, you have to get down on 1. If you got on 8, you have to get down on 9.
If you got on a stop less than 9 in the direction you go, you can get off right. If you get on a stop more than 1,
I'm Seth Walker, and I'm a rock climber. If you look up on the canyon walls, you might see me and other rock climbers appearing to defy gravity. We're sometimes hard to see since we're so small on these big sandstone walls. But look carefully. You might spot us in a big crack moving up to the rim of the canyon. Zion has some of the most prized climbing terrain in the world. These big wall climbs, as they're known, are not for beginners. We use ropes, harnesses, and other special gear to get up the walls. The challenge and the scenery are great rewards and keep us coming back. Climbers are not the only creatures that like these canyon walls. If you're really lucky, you could see a peregrine falcon flying near the canyon rim. Falcons prefer to nest in cliffs, so the National Park Service closes some of the rock climbing routes in the spring when peregrines nest. These falcons were almost extinct at one time, but now they have recovered in places like Zion, where they are protected. The canyon walls are also the kind of habitat favored by the endangered California condor. Condors take advantage of thermals, rising columns of air, to help them reach soaring heights. In 1982, there were only 22 California condors in the world, but a rescue effort saved them from extinction. Now, there are about 400 in the world, and about 70 wild ones living in Arizona and Utah.
Did he say Utah?
I think so.
That's what GPS called it, Utah.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was Utah.
Oh, well, you were wrong. Utah.
We are approaching the Temple of Sinawaba, the last shuttle stop at the end of the Zion
that's it.
Canyon Scenic Drive.
That says.
The Temple of Sinawaba is the name for the wide natural amphitheater created by the river. The name comes from the Southern Paiutes, who call their twin creator gods Taboos and Sinawaba. The Riverside Walk Trail starts here and follows the river. The trail is 2 miles round trip and takes about an hour. It is rated easy and is mostly paved. It is accessible with some assistance for wheelchairs. The Riverside Walk takes you to the beginning of the most famous feature of Zion, the Narrows. Explore the river, see a hanging garden, look closely at the sandstone, and enjoy the birds and wildlife while you are here. You can walk up the Narrows a little ways or for miles. Go around one bend to understand what it's like and take some photos, or hike farther and experience an adventure. If you go into the Narrows, take water, food, and a jacket. There is no trail. You will always be hiking in the water. Wear closed shoes that can get wet. The water is not warm and there's not much sun, so it can be a cold hike, even in summer. Check the weather and the possibility of a flash flood before you go. Rain and thunderstorms upstream can create flash floods even when there are blue skies overhead. Be very careful and remember that you must take responsibility for your own safety in the Narrows. More information about hiking the Narrows is in the park newspaper. Restrooms and water are available here. Remember to stay on the trail, drink plenty of water, and don't feed the wildlife. Check the shuttle schedule at this stop or in the park newspaper for the time of the last evening shuttle if you plan to spend the rest of the day here. This is the Temple of Sinawaba. Shuttle buses leave every few minutes. It takes about 40 minutes to get back to the visitor center. Make sure you have all of your belongings and watch your step as you exit the bus.
All passengers must exit the shuttle at the Temple of Sinawaba.
Oh, they're going to force us to get out here.
Oh yeah, that's what the sign says.
Yeah.
You can't disobey the sign.
Yeah. All right.